Hey guys, welcome to Schumaker Invest. This is my first video, so I'll give you a brief rundown of what my channel is going to be about. I'm going to dive into some investing and entrepreneurship skills, really focus on personal finance skills, and most importantly, thinking differently about money, creating a whole different mindset. Because I recently read a interesting stat that said about 70% of Americans can't cough up $1,000 to pay for an unexpected expense. And that's really kind of crazy to think about. 70% of Americans can't come up with $1,000. But we'll dive into some other topics later on and in future videos. But this video is going to kick off the first part of my house flipping series. I recently purchased a house in upstate New York that I'm going to flip. And this series is going to cover from purchasing the property all the way through the renovations, analyzing the numbers, and then at the end deciding whether or not to rent it out or just to sell and move on to the next property. Now, the reason why I'm making this series is because I've watched, hours and hours of YouTube videos on real estate investing, and not many of them actually go through the whole process as a whole. They kind of more highlight on key points, whereas I'm going to go through every aspect of actually flipping a property. So hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any advice or tips, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you're new to real estate investing, just like myself, this is my first property. Hopefully this will serve as some inspiration and motivation to stop thinking about it and actually go get your hands dirty and buy a property. So without further ado, let's actually dive in and take a look at the property. So I bought it at the end of September 2019, and as you can see from the pictures, it was in very rough shape, still is in rough shape, very overgrown. It's been abandoned for several years and pretty much straight up just looks like a haunted house. So this is the status of the house in January. I was pretty much bought it. It was half gutted, as you can see right now. In this video, we had a lot of demo, a lot of debris piles just kind of hanging out. This was the living room. You can see the windows are shot. There's just stuff everywhere. One thing to notice is they were 10-foot ceilings, so the staircase is pretty big. It takes up a lot of space. This wraps around to the kitchen, and it was a bathroom. Now going up to the second floor, and this I pretty much bought gutted, the whole second floor. But again, I had to tape off the windows. They're pretty much all cracked or just non-existent. This is a bathroom, a little bit of mold. Then there's, several bedrooms. And so the goal is to actually split this down the middle and turn it into a duplex. It's about 2,700 square feet. And so hopefully that'll give me about 1,200 square foot apartments, with a little bit of give and take for the stairs and whatnot. So like I said, I bought it at the end of September and we're now towards the end of March. So I've had it for 6 months, and as you can see, I'm still in the demo phase, unfortunately. Kind of been slacking a little bit. The one thing that I really underestimated was how much actual debris and garbage and other shit was in there that needed to be torn down and thrown away. I rented a 30-yard dumpster, as you can see. I thought that would be plenty, but that was quickly filled up in 2 days, and then since then I've taken 7 trips to the dump, filling my dump trailer full, and we're just about wrapping up now. However, it's been pretty much just me and my 15-year-old brother, who you can see in the pictures, and I kind of conned him into helping, told him it was his internship. And that leads us into money mindset tip number 1, and that is a quote by the best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that is, work to learn, not to earn. Especially when you're young, like he is, he should be learning all the skills that he possibly can. And typically, the more skills you have, the more you're going to earn in any possible field, the more valuable you become. And that goes for everybody, not just the younger generation or younger folks, but you should always be trying to learn more and increase your value. In this case, he's developing mostly construction skills, but also developing a strong work ethic. You'd be surprised how many people can't read a tape measure. And a lot of people think construction skills are kind of useless. Whoa, I can just pay someone to do it. But it's not necessarily just the construction skills he's learning. He's learning, more better at mental math, as well as physics, problem solving, and critical thinking skills. They all play into the construction aspect of this. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching my first video. Stay tuned for my next video where I get into the actual numbers, key terms, and some vocabulary. And thanks for watching.